Hello, and welcome back. I'm Aiden, your narrator for tonight. Settle in with me in this familiar space designed to encourage rest, where stories unfold like gentle whispers in the night. I'm here to guide you on a journey into a world painted with soft hues and tenderly strummed with the chords of tranquility. Tonight, we venture into the heart of solitude and song with the silent melodies of the desert wind. In this episode, we will accompany a wanderer named Elias. He traverses the shifting sands of an ancient desert, an expanse stretching infinitely beneath a canopy of brilliant stars. Here, in the vastness of the dunes, where evening breezes hum with the tunes of time, Elias seeks echoes of forgotten memories and the gentle murmur of whispered dreams. Before we begin, I invite you to reflect on this question. When you find a quiet moment in your day, what melodies does your heart sing? We'd love for you to share your thoughts and experiences with our community. Engage with others who, like you, are weaving their own dreams from these narrative threads. As always, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to our patrons and members. Your support makes it possible for us to craft these serene tales. If you haven't yet joined our family, consider visiting our Patreon page, where you can unlock exclusive content and become a vital part of our journey. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy these stories. Click the notification bell so you never miss a new adventure ready to lull you into a peaceful slumber. Now, let's prepare our minds and bodies for the tranquility ahead. Find a comfortable position, close your eyes softly, and breathe deeply. Inhale, hold, and exhale. With each breath, feel the tension melt away like snowflakes on sun-warmed skin. As you drift deeper into this relaxed state, let us begin our story. The desert stretched in boundless waves beneath a velvet night sky, its shadows draped with the luminescence of countless stars. Elias stood poised at the edge of an ancient dune, the wind whispering sweet nothings into his ears, carrying with it the stories of eons past. His silhouette a lone sentinel in a sea of sand. He inhaled the cool, dry night air that filled his lungs with the scent of spice and infinity. Time in the desert unfurled like a slow melody. The night song of the wind and the subtle shift of sand composing a harmony that was felt rather than heard. Elias, a wanderer by nature, was drawn to these open spaces where the horizon seemed to merge with the sky in an embrace of evening light. Each step he took was cushioned underfoot, the sand cradling his movement with a gentleness that was almost maternal. Around him, the land was alive with silent whispers. The grains of sand, like tiny instruments, sang when the breeze nudged them into motion. Each dune told a story, etched by the hands of elements over countless sunsets and sunrises. Elias often pondered their tales, imagining the journeys, both those of people and winds, that had molded these vast, undulating landscapes. Above, the heavens glimmered like a grand tapestry woven by celestial hands, each star a note in the night's symphony. The moon, a silent guardian, bestowed its silvery light generously, casting shadows that danced like ethereal spirits at play. Elias felt a deep connection to this realm, where silence spoke louder than words, and solitude was a friend rather than a foe. In the distance, hidden beneath the sands, he knew lay remnants of forgotten civilizations, cities that once thrived when oceans were gentle neighbors, rather than distant myths. These thoughts intrigued him, as did the whisper of the wind, a melody formed of the desert's breath. The nights held secrets, and Elias found solace in their gentle revealing. His journey was one of introspection and discovery, the pauses between his heartbeats matching the rhythm of the ageless sand. Whenever he paused to rest, he would turn his gaze upwards, contemplating the vastness above with awe and humility. In these moments, Elias knew he was a small note in a great composition, a single thread in an infinite tapestry. As the night deepened, the desert embraced him in its cool solitude. The stars blinked patiently, as if keeping watch over him, as dreams began to weave themselves into the lull of the night. Here, in this sanctuary of silence and dreams, Elias felt both lost and found, as if the very act of being here was a music composed by the stars. Elias awoke to the soft murmurs of dawn, painting the sky in gentle strokes of pink and orange. The world around him was a canvas slowly coming to life under the brush of morning light. He rose from his sandy bed with a sense of anticipation, the hush of the desert morning filling him with quiet energy. His journey under the early sun was deliberate and unhurried. Each step seemed to echo with the history beneath his feet, the sand compressing and releasing like breaths drawn over ages. Elias felt a deep kinship with this land, as if each grain was a fragment of a shared past, whispering stories of survival and solitude. The landscape unfolded in gentle waves around him, each dune a cresting moment of nature's artistry. They rose and fell like the gentle sway of an ancient melody, with Elias moving to a rhythm that only he seemed to perceive. The whispers of time hung in the air, caught in the spaces between the gentle sighs of wind and the subtle shift of sands. He was not alone. Though his eyes saw no other travelers, he could feel the presence of the past travelers beneath the surface whispers. Their echoes lingered like twilight songs sung softly to the scattering winds. Shepherds, nomads, traders, they had all once walked these same sands, their lifelines intersecting in a tapestry of adventure and solitude. As the morning advanced, Elias discovered unusual shapes emerging from the horizon like spectral guardians. Structures half submerged in the sand, their contours softened by time's gentle hand, broke the monotony of golden dunes with shadows of long-forgotten grandeur. He approached them reverently, sensing their stories of laughter, love, and the inevitable quiet of endings. The ruins whispered to him of a time when water flowed freely, feeding life and whispers of dreams. Ornate carvings, though weathered, spoke in silent tongues, frozen in an eternal dance with wind and dust. These voices of the past wrapped Elias in their tale, a narrative older than memory, and as persistent as the cosmos itself. Moving through these remnants, he felt the serenity of solitude seep into his bones. It was a peaceful reminder that everything changes, yet it also endures, in the crib of time and whisper of the wind. For Elias, the communion with these echoes transcended the audible. It was a melody resonating within, taught him by the silent conductor of the desert wind. As the day warmed and light flooded the expansive sky, he continued on, his path guided by the sun's ascent. The world seemed gentler here, anchored in a melody sung without sound yet heard deep within. This was the song Elias sought, the silent melody of the desert wind, carrying him ever forward on his journey. The sun climbed higher, bathing the world in its golden glow and setting the sands ablaze with flickering light. It was under this canopy of brilliance that Elias found himself captivated by the endless horizon, a boundary woven from both science and imagination. With each step taken, he felt as though he was stepping between pages of an unending tale, one where the characters and settings were in constant, gentle motion. The desert was a paradox of expansion and intimacy, immense in its reach, yet inviting in its solitary companionship. Elias welcomed this duality, finding comfort in the balance it afforded. His steps were sure and deliberate, each a punctuation mark in the long sentence of his journey. The land seemed to acknowledge his presence, the grains of sand shifting minutely, almost in greeting. At times, he paused, giving himself over to contemplation. The sky above told an ancient chronicle, each cloud and shifting shadow a word etched slowly across the heavens. The sun, the eternal storyteller, dictated the rhythm of days, continuing its narrative arc from dawn's first light to the tender embrace of evening. Elias was aware of the vastness, yet he did not feel alone. The presence of the sand and sky, the silent language of the earth and its echoes, spoke to a community of being that required no words. It was a dialogue of sense and sensation, of intuition and reflection, reaching beyond the surface of understanding into something deeper and more profound. His journey took him past sparse vegetation, small bushes and spindly trees that seemed like resilient sentinels amid the openness. Each was a testament to life's tenacity, their forms stark against the backdrop of sweeping dunes, yet harmonizing with the landscape's gentle curve. Elias observed them with appreciation, for they held their own stories of growth and adaptation, etched in each leaf and branch. With hours gently slipping away, the wind began to rise, its voice a soft crescendo that played across the sands. It brought with it an elusive scent of distant rains, a whisper of hydration in the arid expanse. Elias listened closely, amazed at how nature communicated in subtleties, each breeze another layer in the anthem of the desert. As shadows lengthened, blending into one another, the colors of the sky shifted once more, painting Elias's path with the hues of twilight. He felt an easing of burden, a shedding of daytime concerns, as peace descended in the dimming light. Here, in the embrace of openness and the lyrical movements of the wind, Elias found the universe speaking in metaphor, guiding him toward deeper rest. Thus, he wandered through the enveloping quiet of evening, the horizon expanding into infinity and transforming the familiar dunes into sentinels of night. It was here Elias learned that sometimes in silence, the clearest music can be found, leading the heart to dance beneath its celestial orchestra. Nightfall found Elias beneath a tapestry of starlight, each celestial body a quiet echo of time's breadth. His soul drank deeply from the silence, an endless well that nourished him more than the meager evening meal he prepared. The air was crisp and cool, wrapping around him like a comforting shawl, grounding him amid the ethereal expanse. The desert was alive, bearing the soft footfalls of nocturnal life and the gentle rustle of unseen wings. Elias reclined against the gentle slope of a dune, allowing the earth's rhythmic breathing to guide his own. The echoes of the day lingered in his mind like the fading strains of a symphony, slowly giving way to the lullaby of the desert night. Above, the starlit canopy seemed to pulse with energy, a vast scroll unrolling its mysteries. With no city lights to dwarf their brilliance, Each star shone fiercely, casting delicate silver threads upon the dark fabric of night. They seemed almost within reach, as if an open palm might gather them like dream-touched jewels. Elias understood the immensity before him. To the stars, he and his journey were but fleeting shadows, here and gone, like the blink of an eye in the cosmos's perpetual gaze. Yet this realization did not diminish him. Instead, it spoke of opportunity, of existing meaningfully amid the ceaseless dance of light and darkness. In this moment of fragile serenity, nature shared its whispered wisdom. The soft sounds of the night spoke of cycles and continuity, ancient rhythms turning with the rotation of the heavens. Each breath Elias took seemed in sync with this cosmic pattern, breathing him into a deeper harmony with all that surrounded him. New constellations revealed themselves, strange formations unfamiliar to his explorative mind. Elias traced their paths in the sky, painting mythic stories on the scroll above, narratives locked within the glittering canvas. They were ageless tales, sung by the constellations through the epochs, and listening to them felt like rediscovering a forgotten dream. As the night deepened, the cool enveloped him further, a silent cradle cradling his thoughts to gentler plains. In the sigh of the wind, he heard a promise of dreams yet to be dreamt and melodies yet to be sung by the breaths of ancient sands. His senses surrendered to the breeze, its nuanced tones swirling around him, melding with the celestial aria from above. Here, beneath the blanket of eternity, Elias embraced the noise of silence and the warmth of the cold night, drifting through time and space as a voyager of moments. The infinite possibilities sang him into a restful pause. In this solitary place, his thoughts were a choir in the stream of the universe, lullabies of the stars guiding him along the path of dreams. Dawn found Elias upon a crest, the pink and gold of morning splashing life across the desert's canvas once again. The night had imparted its quiet wisdom, leaving him refreshed and eager for the day's walking tunes. He set off, the rhythmic dance of sand and spirit accompanying each stride, the soft crunch beneath his feet adding percussion to the silent serenade. The landscape unfolded into an admixture of desolation and beauty, a paradox that gave Elias pause and moved him forward in the same breath. The endless dunes shimmered like liquid gold under the rising sun, their crests sharp against the boundless sky. They were silent witnesses, holders of secrets long consigned to the sands. As stories told by the wind guided him, Elias found himself within a corridor of towering cliffs and shadowed recesses, an oasis of memory hidden within the heart of the open desert. Here, the stone sung with the voices of the ages, the echoes tangible against erythema walls, weathered smooth by time. This hidden haven seemed to whisper of forgotten lives, preserved in the silent melody of isolation. Elias lingered amidst this sanctuary, absorbing the tales held in silence. The rocks spoke in murmurs, their stories etched in the ridges and crevices that covered them like a vast language of stone. So many souls had once called this place home, their shadows gliding into obscurity, yet indelibly spoken in the landscape. He moved through the natural corridors, reverentially tracing ancient carvings. Symbols and pictographs emerged, artistic whispers from those who had loved, hoped, and inhabited these cliffs, a people bonded by time in this arid refuge. From moments of reflection, Elias felt connected to this lineage, his presence an intimate brushstroke on the canvas of ephemerality. Though alone, he heard the echo's gentle chorus. The wind swept through, playing its timeless tune in harmony with the whispers. Each gust carried with it the resonance of ancestral familiarity, crafting lullabies from dust and light woven into the threads of solitude and community. Elias allowed these notes to guide him, letting the desert's song become his compass. As he traveled deeper, a profound peace swept over him. Each step was accompanied by an understanding unwrapped from the silence. Here, in this ancient haven, he found the unspoken songs of time, a melody of existence that required no accompaniment, thriving in the embrace of quietude. Placing a hand upon the textured stone, Elias bid farewell to the silent serenade only as dusk began to cast its soft shadows, understanding that these forgotten lullabies would remain as timeless sentinels, forever echoing the songs of a world long past. With gratitude, he continued his journey, trailing the melody back into the open, sunlit world beyond, where starlit dreams awaited. Elias continued across the desert's expanse, the sun whispering arcane secrets as it arced lower toward the horizon. His strides carried him deeper into the enigmatic tapestry of the land where rumor had it an oasis lay, cradled in the arms of dunes. Through shifting sands and sighing winds, he pursued the fleeting promise like chasing an elusive dream. The day's warmth began to cool, its light softer now, casting elongated shadows that danced in step with Elias. Each footfall was a gentle splash upon the sands, circling ripples that seemed to merge with murmurs of the past. The rhythm soothed his soul, guiding him toward the heart of recollection, a place where memory and landscape entwined beneath the sky's endless sweep. The journey was meditative, his mind adrift in the tide of time. The desert sang its sweet refrain, every silent dune and sweeping vista a verse in its eternal ballad. It was as if the oasis itself called to him, its song the language of longing, of whispered dreams touching the hem of reality just beyond reach. Finally, as twilight cast its calming spell, Elias glimpsed verdant green against the desert's sepia tones, a sliver of life nestled within this expansive canvas. The oasis appeared as an emerald isle adrift in a golden sea. Water glimmered at its heart, a mirror reflecting the burgeoning night, cradled by palms swaying gently in the breeze. Elias felt the oasis's allure as he approached, an idyllic silence embracing him like an old companion. The scent of water and vegetation wrapped around his senses, a vibrant embrace that promised rest and sustenance. Here, the ancient melody shifted subtly, incorporating the whispers of leaves and the tender ripple of water as counterpoints to sand and wind. Settling beside the water's edge, Elias observed his reflection. The desert's quiet companion mirrored back at him. The oasis echoed with life unheard, yet profoundly felt, a testament to nature's resilience, its ability to create pockets of wonder amid the stark vastness. It was a gentle reminder that beauty often thrives in places least expected, each leaf and drop a note in nature's timeless song. As the sky darkened and stars began their celestial waltz, Elias rested with eyes half-lidded, lulled by the soothing serenade of this unexpected haven. The spectres of ancient travelers watched over him, their essence woven into the fabric of this blessed spot. Here, where life flourished against all odds, Elias found himself embracing the serenity of the night that fell soft and all-encompassing. The oasis was memory incarnate, its song a continuing verse, humbly woven into the desert's larger melody. Enveloped in this refrain of existence and eternity, Elias led his heart slowly to rest, breathing deeply the tranquility that rose like a tide within him. As sleep gently beckoned, the sounds of the world faded to a whisper. Under the canopy of darkness and starlit vigil, the oasis cradled him, the note of comfort and the melody of dreams stirring gently around him with each sigh of the wind. Night deepened its hold over the desert, painting the world in shades of mystic blue and soft shadow. After the day's passage, Elias lay beside the quiet waters of the oasis, his senses floating in the gentle embrace of tranquility. It was a place where time seemed suspended, a rare moment cradled in the serene hush that spoke of peace deeper than words could convey. The air was cool and fragrant, with the subtlety of blooming night flowers and the earthy richness of freshly turned soil. Elias inhaled deeply, letting the essence permeate his consciousness, each breath a seamless transition between awakening and dreaming. The oasis sang its quiet song, accompanied by the slight rustle of palm fronds etched in the gentle night breezes. In this cradle of calm, the whisperings of the desert took on new lilt. The wind played amidst the trees, its touch gentle and sure, weaving through the canopy with an air of grace. Elias surrendered to these sensations, allowing their rhythm to guide him beyond the boundaries of thought and into the stillness of heart and mind. Memories touched him here, sketched in tender fragments that drifted over like petals on a stream. They were scattered wisps from his journey, all the recollections of the desert that lingered just beneath consciousness, rising subtly under the moonlit gaze. Each remembrance felt sealed with a smile, significant yet ethereal in passing. The waters of the oasis glimmered softly, mirroring the starlit sky and whispering to Elias of dreams twined with reality. He lay by its edge, feeling the coolness seep into his skin, unwinding the knots of day and settling into the quietude of night. There was solace here, a restorative balm that smoothed the roughness of travel's edge. He found himself surrounded by tender phantoms of nature's making, shades that blended seamlessly into the fabric of the night. Their presence was a continual comfort, gestures of invisible caretakers guiding him gently from the waking world to the fragrant landscape of dreams. Elias listened with his heart as the night unfurled its stories, woven from the threads of silence and starlight. It was a familiar melody, a harmony that dawns in the stillness when all else feels distant, and the closely woven fabric of the universe is laid luminous for him alone. As the coolness of the night deepened and the oasis wrapped itself around him, Elias felt the pull of sleep. The gentlest of breezes stroked his face, carrying with it the wisps of melodies too soft to remember, yet familiar to his soul. Here, resting in the arms of this eternal lullaby, Elias found his place within the desert's embrace. The quiet echoed deep comforts within him. Melody tapered into silent steps through the infinite landscape of his dreams. Here, he surrendered to the night, knowing its soft whisperings would guide him safely through the hours to come. In the serene cloak of midnight, Elias found a shelter not just of place, but of spirit. Lulled by the nocturne humming through the whispered rustle of the oasis, he resided in the heartbeat of stillness itself. It enveloped him in a soft embrace, manifesting its simple refuge in the muted chords of starry benedictions. Beneath this celestial ceiling, Elias savored the profound peace that unspooled with the stars. Night creatures sang softly from the shadows, their unseen melodies gentle harmonies in the night's vast choir. Each note was deliberate yet fluid, a testament to nature's effortless, endless concerto that rarely sought an audience. He reclined in nature's sheltering grasp, the ground beneath him faintly pulsing with the stories of suns long set and histories yet unwritten. It hummed with the past's resonance, a low, soothing echo that whispered alongside the persistent breath of the night wind. Here, under the endless firmament, Elias felt suspended in a world unmeasured by time's usual constraints. It was a place where seconds stretched into melodies and moments became symphonies. The rush of daylight concerns slipped away, replaced by a quiet music, a symphony given voice by every rustle of leaf and sigh of breeze. The sands, cooled from the heat of day, cocooned him tenderly, their ancient consistency providing contact with an eternity of presence. The desert's vibration spoke a quiet reassurance, a balm of belonging that immersed him in the simplicity of this dusky ritual. In this cocoon, ideas drifted across his consciousness, like the soft arcs of clouds on a moonlit sky. Thoughts unfurled without urgency, each one a star in the vast constellation of his mind's wanderings. Elias floated on this sea of tranquil nights, giving space to visions softly spoken, where each whisper was a narrative waiting between heartbeats. And so, in the quietude of these darkened hours, Elias allowed the night to weave its tranquil spell over him. Through this soft nocturne, wrapped in a melody felt more than heard, he found clarity in simplicity and nourishment in resignation to the night's embrace. As he eased deeper into rest, Elias let go of thoughts tethered to waking and those born of exploration. He followed the trail of calmness that led into the heart of sleep, the desert's gentleness trailing him like a guide. Within this shelter of tranquil nights, he lay, cradled by infinity above and the eternal rhythm of the earth below. The first light of dawn tiptoed across the heavens, painting an expanse that had but moments before been studded with stars. Elias stirred at the fringes of sleep to this gentle unveiling, the birth of a new day unfolded before his resting eyes. Steady, golden beams pooled in the oasis, dancing with the shadows that draped across the waking world. The symphony of night receded quietly, unsung harmonies folding into new compositions, carried on the breath of morning breezes. Elias felt his heart quicken with the rhythm of the new day's dance, an awakening symphony that brushed against the quiet calm of lingering dreams. He rose slowly, every gesture part of the tranquil choreography between the earth and sky. The oasis shimmered in the burgeoning light, greenery glowing vibrantly against the sand's soft embrace. Elias witnessed this daily resurrection, where the world inhaled warmly under the sun's extending fingers. Even now, remnants of slumberous peace lingered, embracing the morning in a soft embrace, a peaceful aftermath to the grandeur that had enveloped him through the silent night. The desert welcomed the dawn with reverence, its whispers stilled, save for the faint stirring of leaves and voices of unseen creatures opening their eyes anew. The coolness of night slowly gave way to the sun's gentle warming, its rays wrapping gently around Elias like a cloak of well-being. His senses were filled with the sense of green vitality and earth, a living testament to resilience in this precious island of life. Elias stood for a time, inhaling deeply, each breath an acknowledgement to the new possibilities carried on the wings of dawn. The desert, painted anew by the early light, sang its welcome in melodies soft and uplifting, promising the comfort of warmth and the joy of existence shared between earth and sky. A gentle breeze paddled across the skin of the oasis, playfully disturbing mirrored reflections as if to tease the heavens. Elias joined this morning serenade, his movements synchronized to the silent orchestration. Each step resonated with the quiet certainty that this, too, was a dance performed constantly, but witnessed fleetingly by all who listened. As the sun rose higher, Elias felt the deep restfulness of the night scatter and meld into the kinetic potential of day. He welcomed the shift, the gentle crescendo from serene lullaby into an invigorating aria, an eternal cycle observed through the gaze of a wanderer. And so, inspired by the morning's birth, Elias continued his journey, threaded through a landscape remembering both rest and return. Yet, the silence of new dawn stayed with him as he moved forward into the arms of day, carrying with him the embrace of echoing night song, a melody that weaves into the rhythm of life with each breath and each step. As the day matured, Elias walked the gradually shifting sands, each step taking him gently closer toward the horizon's outstretched fingers. Through the passage of dawn to the imminence of night, there lay a serenity in both him and the vast desert, companions journeying toward dusk's gentle embrace. Each mile passed underfoot was marked by the rhythm of heartbeats and whispered winds, a partnership between him and the earth beneath. The sun, in its journey downward, cast a glow that enriched the desert, hues of amber and rose softly embracing each dune and shadowed crevice. Elias felt the wisdom of his wanderings deepen within him, an understanding gained through the embrace of solitude and silence. Each chosen path and every incline scaled spoke to the fabric of life's melody, a song not composed of noise, but of the spaces in between. His senses, attuned to the subtle grace of nature's music, guided him through the landscape. As the breeze murmured softly, it carried the scent of night's arrival, a fragrance layered with promise and gentle mystery. Elias welcomed it, letting the cool breath of evening escort him from the warm embrace of day into the cooling swathe of nightfall. In this moment, Elias found resolution among the echoes that had accompanied him through nights and days. The melody sung by the desert and sky, wind and starlight, had formed a symphony within him that needed no words. Peace, he realized, resided not outside, but within, harmonized by the silent song of the universe. As the final notes of day descended into the peaceful lull of twilight, Elias approached a rise that overlooked the vast expanse he had journeyed across. Here, at this vantage point, he stood in stillness, a solitary figure etched against the dimming gold of day. The earth held him in its quiet embrace, a promise of continuity amid the timeless dance of heavens above. Now, the soft velvet of evening descended, encasing him as if in a gentle drift of dreams. Stars emerged to blink their crystalline eyes upon the world anew, while sand and sky joined in nocturnal converse. With the dusk's softening symphony, Elias unfurled his sleep, a restful release into the rightful night. As he lay beneath the celestial tapestry, he knew he had walked through not just the sands of this earthly desert, but along the quiet strands of the earth's own lullaby. The silent melodies of the desert wind rocked him to sleep, cradling him in the gentle grasp of dreams woven from stardust and time's enduring breath. And so, in peaceful accord with the universe's harmony, Elias drifted into the embrace of night's deep solace, restful and resolute within the soundscape of hushed sands and whispered winds.